What's up, everyone? Happy New Year. Welcome to Ring the Bell. This is the Wednesday night Women's Wars. It didn't change. New Year, same thing. My name's Joey. I am your dad bod demigod.
And I am the interdimensional Shiro, Moxie, Molly, and Joey. Are you so excited to be here in 2020?
I'm so excited to be here in 2020, and hopefully I make it in 2021 and we don't get blown up in a nuclear war. Yay!
Yes.
We still have lots of women's wrestling to cover because AEW is still trying to beat NXT, even though it's probably not going to happen.
Ever.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. We're not going to talk too much on what happened on NXT UK this week because we pretty much got a lot of promos and hype for NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool number 2 that is happening this Sunday, where Toni Storm and Piper Niven are trying to knock off the NXT UK Women's Champion LeRae. This week on NXT, 2020 opened up with the one, the only, Rhea Ripley. This is my brutality! Rhea is NXT Women's Champion, and I'm stoked. I couldn't be more excited. When she walked out and she's wearing the belt, like, that was a good, solid entrance, good, solid opening, and then she spoke.
Yeah, and the crowd, before she could even speak, she just, walked out into them saying, "You deserve it." And you do, girl. You deserve it.
The thing that got me was I was wanting her to do something, and then she just goes, "Memories." And I'm like, girl, it just...
I think she was trying to quote Cats.
No.
Memories.
Toni Storm came out and she had a baller ass jacket on. Like, girl, that thing was intense. Toni let Rhea know that she's beaten Rhea a few times, including for the NXT UK Women's Championship, and now she wants to come for the NXT title, and I am for it.
Yeah, this is the match we deserve. Just saying. If that's how they're opening 2020, can you even imagine what's gonna continue?
It's just all fresh because Shayna's finally kind of out of the picture. She's probably gonna head up the main roster soon, and just these fresh faces coming to NXT. I know it might be a little bit old school news for NXT UK. Plus, Toni said that she's gonna be Toni 2 belts. Yep. Don't really want that. No more 2 belts. And then LeRae came out. She said some stuff in Scottish accent. And then EO came out. I love EO.
I do.
Mine.
I also love how the international stars are actually taking over our NXT US. I think there's only 2 US stars that were in that match.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Candice and Bianca.
Bianca come out. She's like, "I'm better than you. I'm better than you." Then she points at Toni. She's like, "You don't even go here."
Yeah.
She doesn't even go here.
It was so Mean Girls. I loved it.
But then Candice LeRae came out.
I feel like she's always just a little underwhelming, but not when she wrestles, just when her presence. She's got no stage presence.
Well, she was coming out to do something, and then Rhea's like, "Stop. I guess you want to fight me too." And Candice is like, "I don't know, maybe."
I'm just happy to be here.
And then all of a sudden, people are hitting each other.
Right.
And then we get a 6-woman tag team match, a la Teddy Long style.
Well, at first I was like, we don't need a 6-woman tag. And then about 2 minutes in, I'm like, we need the 6-woman tag.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was great. I thought everything really landed up until the end. The little EO Bianca spot.
Which I loved.
I do love it, yeah.
She's like, I tagged you. It is my turn.
Which
I know the rules.
But just what got me was you saw that kind of okay, I've got her up in my finisher and I've got to turn and wait because this is the finish spot.
Right.
It's the drop kick. And that's the only thing that got me.
Just a smidgen ill-timed.
Because the minute that hit, all of a sudden Rhea came out of nowhere and just bam, 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 pins Bianca.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it felt a little bit off.
Or maybe they were Bianca or Io was waiting to make sure they made eye contact with Rhea before they initiated it. You know what I mean? That's what you kind of do.
Yeah, room for improvement, but overall, really solid outing for the 6 ladies. I'm really excited to see Toni versus Rhea. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Io and Bianca. There was a little tease with Candice looking at the belt at the very end, which...
And she was just like, hi, serious.
Yeah. I kind of want to see some more from her. I'm a little confused on what's going on, but overall, solid outing.
they're gonna turn her heel. I think Rhea and Toni Storm are gonna go at it, and then like at the end of a match, a couple matches, like they're gonna run a series. At the end of it, Candice LeRae will just come out, kick asses, take names, and be like, 1, 2, 3, the belt's my bitches! Ah!
A solid outing for our first match, but we got another match on NXT. We got the Blasian baddie Miss Mia Yim came in and faced the, I guess, veritable underdog.
They're switching up Kayden Carter a little bit. It's okay. I want to see the full switch because I feel like every time they've tweaked her just a little bit more, like just give it to us all because you're kind of confusing us.
I kind of want to see her get a win.
Yeah. I think it's coming.
Mia Yim came and got the win over Kayden, and then she got blindsided by Chelsea Green.
Girl, I've been waiting so long for Chelsea Green. Like, I covered so much. Like, I followed her so closely. Like, they have not given her time to shine yet.
She got a Raw match against Charlotte, and it was solid.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, it was good. I'm kind of confused because I thought her and Deanna were just going to jump to main roster after that. Like, I thought, okay, they're just going to throw some more girls.
I think she did such an outstanding showing, they're not going to team her with anyone anymore. I think she proved herself. She doesn't need someone else to be a tag team. She can hold her own.
I hope so. But she debuted with Rob Stone. Mm-hmm. So she has a manager now. I was really excited to see her debut, although I was like, the hit didn't really land. Because it, like, knocked Kayden down. And for some reason, the really light, like, forearm knocked Mia out of the ring. And then she went and posed. I was like, girl, if you're going to come and, like, deliver a message.
Yeah, throw another one or something.
Hit somebody with a finisher, beat somebody down, give me something a little bit more. Like, just a little bit more. But overall, I'm excited to see what Chelsea does. I think she's going to be a nice little, like, spice up in this gumbo of NXT. So that was NXT this week. Really solid outing from all the ladies. We got 9 women on the show, which was pretty crazy.
9 women shine.
We also got a lot of women on AEW, so let's go ahead and talk about AEW's Dynamite this week.
If by some context clues they decided to call it Dynamite, it's not because it's explosive entertainment. It's because it's devastatingly bad.
Like a caged, like, enclosed dumpster fire. We're not comparing apples to oranges anymore. We're comparing apples to rotten apples.
That's literally what I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, this was bad. So the match that we were supposed to have was Kris Statlander. She was facing Riho. She became the #1 contender when she beat Britt Baker because they do that whole ranking thing. Overall, the match started off really nice. I thought it was.
When it was just those two, although I was a little bit perturbed by commentary, it was just those two, I was like, yes, this is like what I've been waiting for in a women's match.
But do you know why commentary was bad?
I'll let you say it.
Brandy Rhodes. Girl, she was legit talking about everything. She was ripping into the commentary. She was talking about her stable. She was talking about her life, about everything.
She tries too hard.
But, like, girl, talk about the match.
Right.
You've been in this storyline for weeks where you've been stalking Kris and being like, I want you in the Nightmare Collective. I want you to be our partner. And you've been, like, chopping off people's hair and you didn't fucking mention it once. Why? Where's the storyline continuity?
Yeah, in fact, she took more time to down Britt Baker, which has nothing to do with the Nightmare Collective storyline.
Not at all. They're both heels. They're both against each other.
And she gave a compliment to Riho. If you're a heel and you're supposed to be that badass of a heel, you don't compliment anyone except your own stable and your own talent.
Exactly. All of a sudden, down comes Kong and Serena Deeb. And
not Serena Deeb.
It's Serena Deeb. Now, normally, like, say, when they're interfering in the match and the ref maybe, I don't know if he was distracted or whatever, but that people are getting clotheslined on the outside and getting attacked, it would lead to a disqualification.
They were definitely out of the ring for longer than a 10 count, just saying. And
Totally
I was like, where the F's the 10 count? I didn't see any of this.
And then Brandy came out.
Which, girl, you'd be able to get your cue and be on time if you weren't wearing 4-inch heels. Like, we get it. You want to be sexy, but right now you caring about being sexy is like being detrimental to the actual storyline.
So Spooky Lana came down, and Spooky Lana got up.
Start that chant next week,
Spooky
guys.
Lana.
Hashtag Spooky Lana.
So Spooky Lana got up in Kris Statlander's face and was like telling her off, and then all of a sudden the devil comes out from underneath the ring, and they were like, "It's Luther. He's a Japanese death match."
Who also ripped off The Undertaker. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. There's so much ways creative to do things. Like, stop ripping off the legends.
I mean, he's supposed to be a legend in his own right. He's Luther, so...
Has he ever been on national television in the U.S.?
Luther. Riho took him out, and then the match continued, and then Kris finally picks up Riho for what I'm guessing was going to be like a tombstone. She walks over to Awesome Kong so that Kong can pull her feet and she can get the pinfall, and then they start attacking each other. So you've got Kong and Serena Deeb and Spooky Lana and Bullet Face Not Taker like going at Statlander and Riho, and they're fighting, and then all of a sudden here comes Hikaru Shida from the crowd, and she takes people out, and then all of a sudden Big Swole's in the ring for some reason.
We didn't even see her come out, or Sunny Kiss. Where the hell did they come from?
I don't know why they were.
Were they under the ring?
So Sunny Kiss came out to get involved in the women's storyline. We've already addressed the fact that you don't give women enough airtime. You've got Nyla Rose, who you're not really promoting that well as the first, really trans wrestler that's been on a major network. And now you brought in Sunny Kiss, who's your very, very much only really out gay person on television. And instead of making a staple out of him, you put him in the women's division. And you're having him run in that. And that's so hypocritical of everything that you told us from the very, very get-go. You told us we're going to get brand new things we've never seen before, but all I'm seeing is rehashed shit. And it's not even crap. Like, we're not going to say crap because that's taking it lightly. This is a bunch of bullshit that you are force-feeding us with a spoon and expecting me to swallow it. The only thing I'm going to swallow is my pride when I have to watch your goddamn show every week.
And review it.
Like, legit, you can't put together a simple storyline of this person doesn't like this person and they're fighting.
That's how it should have started, let's be fair. Like, that's how you should start a division.
Yeah, you've got a promotion that is ran by trained indie wrestlers, a son of a man who is a veritable legend in the wrestling business, and you can't figure out simple storylines.
Because you have to keep putting that man's wife front and center.
Give me something. Just give it to me.
Yes, queen.
Give me a solid match. Quit feeding me stuff and quit telling me that this is quality wrestling, because it's not. It's fucking garbage, and TNT is correct because you are blowing up my TV screen.
Ooh, breathe, friend. My biggest pet peeve right now, this isn't even my biggest pet peeve, but like, they literally just did a interview with Brandy where she said that she got into it because the WWE called a modeling agency, and she was like, I used to do gymnastics and I know a little bit about wrestling, and now all AEW talks about is how like that's all WWE does is like pick out models. Like, bitch, you is a model. How'd you get here? And also, let's not forget about how commentary kept making a point in the match to say, Rio's so small, look how small she is compared to Kris Statlander. And then one crossbody from her takes that dude down. What was the point of building him up as a monster? You just completely discredited him.
You did. And the
Nightmare Collective, for that matter.
It's all discredited. It's all horrible. And speaking of the Nightmare Collective, we got to see them again this week on AEW Dark, where Kong fought obvious jobber Miss Skylar Moore, who looks a little like Toni Storm. But
more than a little.
It's like Toni Storm and Britt Baker had a baby.
Yeah.
Okay match, little squash. But afterwards, you had Serena Deeb come in and attack her.
Not Serena Deeb.
It's Serena Deeb. And you didn't chop off her hair or anything. There's just no continuity.
So what was the point of that storyline?
There's not. There's no point to anything, and it's getting kind of pointless. And I don't want everything that we're doing to sound negative, because this is the second time in a row that we've done these reviews where we've just gotten pissed off because this is what we're having to watch. And I don't want watching wrestling to be a chore. I want it to be fun.
It's a chore for me sometimes.
It's really hard to get through. Like, thank God I'm watching NXT right now because I'm getting something I can tolerate.
It cleanses the palate.
Exactly. For the first time in 2020, I want to say, hey Moxie,
Hey, Joey.
what was your boom blast moment of the week?
You go first.
Okay, so my boom blast moment of this week is going to Miss Bianca Belair for that line
You don't even go here.
where she's like, better than you. You don't even go here. I screamed at my computer that I was watching it on. It's great.
My favorite Boom Blast moment of the week is something we haven't mentioned yet, that after this whole AEW spaghetti happened, how they show Britt Baker and she's just like... So my Boom Blast moment of the week is Britt Baker's meh to what's happening in the ring, because we felt it. Not only did we feel this, but we felt this.
Britt Baker is becoming relatable content.
Yes, she is the meme queen of facial expressions in wrestling right now. Thank you, Britt Baker.
Thank you, Britt Baker.
Britt Baker is not impressed.
So, those are our Boom Blast moments of the week. Hey, Moxie.
Hey, Jolie.
Where can people find you? You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Joey_Mayberry or Joey Mayberry on TikTok.
You can find me now in this dimension at all social media platforms at that's THEE, Moxie Molly, and you can find me here next week.
Next week, we will be back. We are here full time. We're going to be bringing you each week of NXT and AEW. God rest our souls. Do not forget we have a Patreon up. Please come be our friend over there on Patreon. Also, if you liked this video or if you didn't, hit that subscribe button. We have new content that comes out each and every week. We review every single wrestling show that we can possibly get our hands on. There's also exclusive content, interviews that are going to be coming out. You're going to love Ring the Bell, so hit that little bell down there and make sure you get notified whenever we post something new.
Buy my shirt!
Buy her merch! Do it! Until next time, we'll see you later. We're gonna go not watch AEW and drink. Bye!